The Death of Us by Abigail Dean, published by Hemlock Press, and this is a novel that is set in South London, and it is a very accomplished novel. It is psychologically very astute, and it is the story of Isabel and Edward, and it starts out in the 1990s and goes forward over 25 years, and it is the story of their relationship. It is the story of trauma, and it's the story of the trial at the end when they have a perpetrator for the trauma and harm that was caused to them as a couple. So in the 1990s we have a good sense of, their blossoming relationship. And then gradually the author feeds in the terrible events perpetrated by somebody called the South London Invader. And we have a sense that this is, going to affect this couple quite strongly. He was a sort of insignificant policeman who during the night would stalk couples, do a lot of preparation, and then would enter their premises and would carry out terrible acts of harm on them, both jointly and individually. And he would do this in multiple times. He wasn't caught for an awful long time. Etta was the policewoman who was charged with looking at the whole case, supporting the various victims of his terrible actions. And then we go forward to the trial. Now, it's not a linear progression, but I think what the author does really well is actually handle all the very different timelines and sort of meld them together, which is a real skill. I thought psychologically she really got the sense of the shame and the upsets and the post-traumatic stress disorder, and it follows the couple through. They eventually separate because in this kind of situation, when there's been a traumatic event for a couple, they often cannot manage to stay together. And I think I listened to this as an audiobook, and it felt to me almost like a true crime podcast, and it just bowls along. It's really well written, it's well managed, and for me it's been a top read. It won't be for everybody given the nature of the subject matter, so there is a bit of a warning there, but for me it really held together, and I really like the psychology that underpinned it.